Hey, yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, you know what I mean? As of this recording, it's 5:57 p.m., March 30th, 2026. You know what I mean? This is the first and only video I'm doing for the day. You know what I mean? Like, a motherfucker is done. I am done. You know what I mean? I cooked some food. You know what I mean? I cooked some food early today. You know what I mean? I did some elbow macaroni and, elbow macaroni with some meatballs. That shit was good than a motherfucker, bro. I mean, that shit was really, really, really fucking good. I mean, I tore that shit up. I mean, I can cook. I mean, I know how to cook. Unlike you bum ass AEW marks. I mean, who knows jack shit about cooking, except putting pizza bagels and fucking putting pizza bagels in the oven. You know what I mean? Your pizza bagels are getting cold, Mark. Smart Mark. Anyway, I wanted to bring up something very, very, very interesting that happened within the wrestling atmosphere over the past weekend. You know what I mean? So apparently there was a spat with Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful and JD from New York. And this was basically about a tweet that has something to do with Ricky Sosa, right? Ricky Sosa signing with TNA and such, right? And so someone retweeted Sean Ross Sapp about, spoilers, right? It was basically, I'm sorry about that. It was basically about, it was about a tweet that took place, after, and such, because I did notice something, right? Fightful picks and chooses what they wanna report, right? And this goes all the way back to the Ricochet shit, right? And I got something to say about Ricochet too, because see, like, this motherfucker didn't, he hasn't learned his lesson, right? So, JD from New York called him out. You know what I mean? He called Sean Ross Sapp out. You know what I mean? And, they were going back and forth to a point where Sean Ross Sapp, and I don't know if this tweet was real, but, he apparently wants JD from New York on his show to discuss, to basically hash shit out, right? And, of course, a little bit before that, when JD was giving out his responses and shit, here comes Ricochet, right? Here comes Ricochet, a guy who had a lot of flack off of the whole MS, the whole, multiple sclerosis situation, saying that, JD's a little crybaby bitch and blah, 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 right? This motherfucker ain't gonna learn. But again, this basically tells you about, how AEW is, right? How AEW creates this bullshit ass, tribalism nonsense. But this has nothing to do with, actually, no, this definitely has a lot to do with AEW too, in a sense, because, Sean Ross Sapp and the people at Fightful, right? They pick and choose what they want to report, right? Tony Khan has to meet. He has the pro wrestling media in his back pocket. Excuse me, I'm burping because fucking food I ate. But this motherfucker has the wrestling media in his back pocket, no doubt about it. And Sean Ross Sapp just trying to deny shit, But I noticed something though, right? It's not only him who does this bullshit, because he comes after people. He basically is very aggressive online. Like, we got into some bullshit too. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't like being called out at all online. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't like when people talk shit about him, right? He always has a lot of shit to say. And then his minions also has a lot of shit to say, right? But it's not only him. You know what I'm saying? It's not only this motherfucker. It's almost a lot of people at Fightful that does this shit. A lot. Him, that cunt bitch Kate, that fuck ass bitch, who my man actually my man actually cursed her out, you know what I mean, on a live before, because he brought up the thing with Bobby Lashley, and of course, look what happened. I'm taking a break, and blah, 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 right? Kate Fade. This bitch don't know shit about wrestling. Not one fucking bit. Her, Corey Brennan, Will Washington, a lot of these motherfuckers, and even the people who were once attached to Fightful, like Evil, right? Even that this motherfucker has nothing to do with this shit, but and I think WrestleVotes is now on the Fightful. Oh yeah. Also in the tweet, right, when he got called out, he meaning Sean Ross Sapp, about a report, he then comes and says, well, I was in Indiana for a convention and such. I didn't report it. I was actually in Indiana. Nigga, you're the main person from Fightful. Shout to Jimmy Van, because see, like Jimmy Van might be the only one who has the most common sense. He might be the only one. You know what I mean? But there's so much people in Fightful. Like I got no respect for Fightful. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cut any slack off for the Wrestling Observer either, because these motherfuckers is bitches, especially Dave Meltzer. Especially. But the thing with people at Fightful, I mean, Fightful, like I said, I got no respect for Fightful whatsoever. None. The fucked up thing is that I gotta go to these motherfuckers for wrestling news. You know what I mean? Because when it comes down to them and Meltzer, they're pretty, I gotta give them the edge. But the way this motherfucker come off, when you think of Fightful, you automatically think of this faggot fuck Sapp. He's the only one. No, because he's attached to this shit. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't report shit, but they have to go through you, motherfucker, to get clearance on what to report and what not to report. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a bitch made motherfucker. Like I said, I got no respect for Sean Ross Sapp whatsoever. None. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Like, but the fucked up thing is that, when it comes down to the wrestling media and such, unfortunately, this nigga's top notch. You know what I mean? He's top notch, but the way he come off. You know what I mean? The way this motherfucker comes off, man. Like I'm telling you, like he's begging to get punched in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny how, he comes off like this online. You know what I mean? But this was if this was in an actual space, he wouldn't do shit. You know what I mean? This motherfucker would not do a goddamn thing. But yeah, like the people at Fightful are bitches. Like, all of them are pretty much bitch made. Almost each and every single last one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way he come off, you know what I'm saying? He's a douchebag. Now, I mean, Sean Ross Sapp is a fucking douche. And I got no respect for him or anybody under that publication. None. And I'll say it to his face, I got nothing to lose. I got absolutely nothing to lose. Because, again, like, my love for wrestling and his love is two completely different, it's in two different directions. But the way this motherfucker comes off. Now, I mean, I'm humble with mines, B. You know what I mean? I'm really humble with mines, but that motherfucker, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a bitch-made motherfucker. You know what I mean? But he's mad because JD exposed him, right? And mind, JD Ben was saying this. Ben was saying about, the bullshit that Fightful does when it comes down to AEW. Same thing with the Wrestling Observer. Like these motherfuckers have, they got Tony, like they're under Tony Khan's payroll. Pretty much. I mean, why the fuck you think this nigga Meltzer, is giving off, 5-star matches like it's fucking Halloween candy? Like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't fooling nobody, man. You know what I mean? Like, your lack of interest, the lack of interest with AEW is there. I don't give a fuck about the ratings. You know what I mean? AEW will never be in the place that it was some 7 years ago. That will never happen again. You know what I mean? I know a lot of motherfuckers will be like, oh, well, how can you say that, Tag? The ratings are going up and some of the shows are filling out. Really? Oh, All In was close to being a sellout. Of course. Because look where the fuck they're at, nigga. They're in fucking London. They're going right back to London. That means so the fact that you want to sit there and bullshit me and say that, AEW is this great company when in reality it's not, like you need your fucking head examined, But yeah, like I said, I got no respect for Fightful. None whatsoever. And oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's this guy by the name of, Joe Wood, who probably would suck the dick, to defend Fightful. Fuck you too, you bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because, like he's a loyalist. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers, I hate niggas like this. You know what I mean? Like this bum ass motherfucker on Twitter, you know what I mean, who I went to war with and shit. You know what I mean? Like he talks a lot. He talks a big game, but then when something, when provoked, he backs out like a fucking cat, bro. For real, man. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. You know what I'm saying? I got work in the morning. I got work tomorrow. I got work tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I'm going to definitely holler at you, Mayana. Peace!